Hello friends, now since we have completed our syllabus, so we will look some of the numericals, okay, some of the numericals which had been left in our course. So we will deal with only numericals here, okay. So today we will discuss some of the numericals which based on forecasting method. Some of the numericals based on forecasting method. So I have written question number 1 and question number 2, okay. So one of the question is from regression method and the other is from forecast error, okay. So we will solve both the numericals, okay. So one by one we will solve both the numericals. So the first question says that the actual sales of a company, okay, the actual sales of a company are as given below. So basically year, okay, this year is given and I have told you that the year behaves as independent variable, okay, population, year, and this sales will be, sales means demand, it is like dependent variable, okay. So the in year 1980 the sales is 50,000 rupees, 1981, 1982, 1983, 1984, okay. The sales corresponding to each year is given. So they are saying by the method of least square, okay. I have told you what is least square. It is one of the special case of linear regression method. Find the trend values, okay, find the trend values for each of the 5 years, and they are also saying also estimate the annual sales for the year 1985, okay. So you have to find the sales for the year 1985 and you have to find the trend value for each of the 5 years. So we will see it. And second question says that in a time series forecasting, okay, we know there were time series forecasting, 4 classification. The demand for 5 time periods was 10, 13, 15, 18 and 22, okay. And it said that a linear regression fit resulted in an equation, okay. So basically we tried to solve it with the help of linear regression and the equation was f equal to 6.9 plus 2.9t, where f is the forecast for period t. So they are asking the sum of absolute deviations for the 5 data is, okay, the options are given, okay. So they are asking sum of the absolute deviations means error. So error is basically d minus f. You can see the demand data is given, so you have to calculate the forecast data using this equation. So very simple, okay. So we will solve it one by one. So we will take the first question, okay. So what we are going to do, we will make the table, okay. You know that we have to make the table to solve the question. So we will make the table. A vertical table is needed. So we will make the table first. So we are going to make the table. Okay, we are solving question number 1. Question number 1 solution. So we have been provided with year, okay, we have been provided with year. The first one is 1980, 1981, 1982, 1983, and the last one was 1984, okay. So we have been provided this data, okay. And in next column it says the sales, okay. Basically they have given the sales in rupees, okay. So the sales value is in 1000, okay. So what I'm trying to do is that I'm writing in 1000, okay, sales in rupees, and I'm writing it in 1000. So the first was 50,000, so I can write it 50, 65,000, 65, okay, because I'm writing in 1000, so that calculation becomes easy. And in the last we will multiply with the 1000, okay. So just looking to do it. Now you can see this is the demand of sales, so it is our dependent variable, and dependent variable is always y, okay. Dependent variable is always y. So what you have to do, you have to find the trend data, okay. You have to find the trend data for each of the year, and you have to also find the sales for the next year, that is 1985. So we know the equation that you can see the data is increasing 50, 65, 75, okay, 52 and 72. So there is little bit of fluctuations here. Okay, there is little bit of fluctuations here, but mostly the data is increasing in nature. So we will take a linear regression equation, y equals to a plus b x. Okay, so first what we were doing, we were applying the summation both sides. Summation y equals to a, summation of a means a n plus b, the constant b x. So from here we can find the value of a. Okay, we can find the value of a. Okay, if we are knowing summation y and summation x, then we can find the value of a. Okay, so this is our first equation. So you can see we have to find the summation y, so we will find the summation y. Okay, so just do the summation. So it is 314. Okay, it is 314, the summation y we have got. Look, this is x. Okay, this is x, but you can see we cannot put 9080, 9081, 9082. Okay, the calculation will be very tough. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to simplify our calculation by assuming a new value of x. Okay, so either what you can do, you can assume any data. Okay, no problem, you can assume any data for, but it is saying that use least square method. Okay, we have to simplify it. Either you can assume it as 0, this one 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay, you can do it. Either you can assume it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can do it by any method, but I have already told you to simplify. Okay, so that summation x, okay, in least square method says that the summation x equals to 0. So how we are going to do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to go to the middle. Look, 2 and 2. This one is the middle. So middle we will assume 0. And when we move upward, negative sign, downward, positive sign. Okay, I have told you, just go and divide there. So up -1, -2, this is +1, this is +2. You can see summation x equals to 0. Okay, so in this case summation x will be 0. You can see we have just got a equals to summation y by n. Okay, we have just minimized, okay, simplified our calculation, divided by n, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this a is going to be 62.80. This a is going to be 62.80. Okay, so we have found the value of x. Now what we have to do in this equation, I have told you everything, just multiply with x. Okay, so xy equals to ax plus b x square and do the summation. So summation xy equals to a summation x plus b summation x square. You can see here this summation x is again 0. Okay, this summation x is again 0. That's why I've told you can assume any value here. Okay, but summation x will have some value, so calculation will increase. Okay, so from here you can see we can find b is summation xy upon summation x square. So we have to find x square and xy. So a new table will be made of x square. Okay, so x square is going to be 4, 1, 0, 1 and 4. So the summation is going to be 5 and 5. This is going to be 10. Okay, so we have got the denominator, that is 10. Now we have to find the xy. So you can see this is y, this is x. This is -100. Okay, this is -65. This is 0. This is 52. And this is 288. Okay, this is 280, sorry, into 2. So this is basically 144. So the summation is going to be, summation xy is going to be, so here we will put 31 and we will get 3.1. Okay, b equals to 3.1. So we can say that our aim was to calculate a and b. So a is 62.85 and b is 3.1. Okay, so we have to find the trend data. Okay, so I am writing the trend line equation, that is y equals to a plus b x. I am writing the trend line equation. Okay, this equation line is known as trend line equation. So what you have to do, you can find the trend line for each of these years. Okay, so you will put here. Okay, you can just do it here. Look, y equals to 62.80 plus 3.1 x. Okay, so this is our trend equation or trend line equation. So just put the values of x, okay, and you will find y. So for year for year 1980. Okay, for year 1980, x is equals to minus 2. So you will find y equals to, okay, you can find the value of y. So you will calculate it, this is 56.60. Okay, this is 56.60. Okay, you know a and b and just put the value of x you have got here. Like this you can find for year 1981, x equals to minus 1. Okay, so you can find the value of y. So in this way I am writing the value of y. Okay, this is 59.70. Here this is 62.80. This is 65.90, and this is 69.00. Okay, so we have found this is the trend values. Okay, you can see that value is increasing. This is the trend values. Okay, this is the trend value. You can say this table will tell you the trend values of each year. Okay, the trend values of each year by knowing the value of a and b and by putting the value of x. Okay, by putting the value of x for each year. Okay, you can see x value minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. You will have to put the value of x for each year. A and b is known from the calculations, and you can find the trend data of each year. Okay, and they have also told you that find the sales for the year 1985. Okay, so we will write for 1985. Okay, so 1985 will be here. So what will be the value of x? You can see the value of x is going to be plus 3. So y equals to 62.80, that is a, plus 3.1 b into plus 3. So you can find the value of y. Okay, you can find the value of y. So y you will get 72.1. Okay, so it is not 72.1 rupees. Okay, so we will say that annual sales is equals to 72.1 into 1000. Okay, this is in thousand, so this is rupees 72100. Okay, early this is in thousand. Okay, so this is in, you can write here, it is in thousand. Okay, so multiply with 1000, you will get the answer. So very simple. Okay, very simple. Just look for the summation x equals to 0 so that we can minimize our calculation, we can simplify our calculation. Otherwise you can assume any value of x. Okay, here you can assume 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, but this will simplify the process. Okay, so you can find it like this. Okay, this one we have got by putting the value of t equals to 1, t equals to 2, t equals to 3, t equals to 4, t equals to 5. Okay, and demand is given. Okay, di is given, so we will find ei. Okay, this is deviation, you know, deviation or forecast error. Okay, simple deviation or forecast error is given, and they are asking the sum of absolute deviation. So this is sum of absolute. Okay, absolute means mod, absolute deviation. So this is answer 2.2. So very simple questions. Okay, now we will look for the other questions in the upcoming lectures. Okay, so very simple, just practice it. Thank you.